Today, I'm going to show you why Mr. Beast is a legal genius and the one clause that made him lawsuit-proof. All right, let's dive in. Now, here's what people miss about Mr. Beast. He's not just the most subscribed YouTuber on the planet. He's one of the most legally sophisticated operators in entertainment, period. Now, think about this. A 27-year-old from North Carolina built a contract structure that protects a $100 million production better than most Fortune 500 companies protect their own boardrooms. And here's the part no one is talking about. The same clause his lawyers used is sitting inside almost every contract you signed this year, and you probably didn't even read it. And once you know how he uses it, you are going to want it working for you too. I'm Santiago Cueto, board-certified international business law expert and best-selling author based right here in Miami, Florida. Now, I've spent 30 years drafting contracts exactly like these, and I have reviewed everything that has been made public about the Beast Games agreements. What his team built is one of the smartest pieces of contract drafting I have seen in years. And here's how it works. The whole thing comes down to one short paragraph I call the Beast Clause. Mr. Beast did not invent this move, but he did perfect it. The Beast Clause does three things at once. It sends every dispute into private arbitration, it blocks class actions before they even form, and it locks down the surprises, the intellectual property, and the brand for the entire run of the show. Three massive risks, one paragraph, all handled. And that's not luck. That is his legal team that knew exactly what they were doing. In fact, I put together a free Beast Clause checklist that walks you through how to draft one of these under Florida law. And don't worry, if you're in another state, the framework still applies. Just be sure to check your local rules before using it. The link is in the description below. All right, so how is this even legal? Well, here's where it gets interesting. The Supreme Court already answered that question back in 2011, and that case is AT&T Mobility versus Concepcion. The ruling told every state in this country that mandatory arbitration clauses paired with class action waivers are in fact protected by federal law, and that statute is the Federal Arbitration Act. Now, Mr. Beast's lawyers read that opinion the same way that I did. They just moved on it faster than 99% of the entertainment industry. While the big studios were still burning 8 figures fighting in open court, his team was already operating in a completely different lane. And there's a second piece that really shows how sharp this team is. The Beast Games contestants signed a contestant agreement and were released with a $500,000 penalty for every breach of confidentiality before the final episode aired. After the final episode, it was $100,000 per breach. I call that the silence tax. The silence tax is not punishment. It is a price tag. It tells the market exactly what a leak costs. Now, from a pure business standpoint, it is genius. It protects the surprise of the show, it protects the sponsors, and protects the platform deal. And it does all of that without anyone ever setting foot in a courtroom. So now you know how a $100 million production with 1,000 contestants doesn't collapse under leaks and lawsuits. Every risk gets handled inside a private system the moment somebody signs that document. Mr. Beast did what every Fortune 500 general counsel would have done. Most YouTubers would have never think this far ahead. He did, and at just 27 years old. Now, if you're still with me, the next part is the most valuable part of this video. So do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe, because the question I get every single week from business owners is this: how do I write a clause like that for my own company? Well, here's the answer. Stop writing arbitration clauses that read like a threat. The reason the Beast Clause works is not because it's harsh, it's because it's clear. Arbitration is legal, it is enforceable, and it's smart. But most lawyers draft these clauses like they're trying to scare somebody. Mr. Beast's lawyers wrote a clause that reads like a roadmap. The difference is everything when a judge starts asking questions. So how do you actually write one that holds up? 3 rules pulled straight from studying his playbook. First, the arbitration clause stands on its own. It tells you where the dispute goes. Nothing more. Second, your class action waiver has to be spelled out in plain English. In 2019, the Supreme Court decided a case that said if your contract is not crystal clear that the parties are giving up class actions, that protection disappears. So write it out. Don't leave it to interpretation. And third, keep your financial penalties in a separate agreement from your arbitration clause. When you cram a 6-figure penalty in the same paragraph, that handles disputes, a judge looks at the whole thing and starts asking whether the deal was fair in the first place. So keep them apart, and each one holds up on its own. MrBeast's team understood that separation. That is why his agreements survive the kind of scrutiny that flattens weaker contracts. So now you understand why his playbook works. It's not aggression, it's architecture. Every clause has a job, every job has a backup, and the whole thing was designed before the cameras ever rolled. That's the part most creators and founders miss. They draft the deal after the deal is already moving. He drafted the deal before the show even existed. Now here's the part that affects you directly. A clause just like the Beast clause is probably already sitting in your contracts. Pull up your terms of service, your independent contractor agreement, your influence release, your NDA. There's a good chance you'll find some version of the same 3 moves we just talked about. Private arbitration, class action waiver, and confidentiality penalties. The reason you never noticed it because MrBeast's playbook is now the industry standard. Every SaaS platform uses it, every gig economy app uses it, every reality show uses it, and every Florida business contract that hits my desk has some version of it. So the real question is not whether you have one, the real question is whether yours is drafted with the same care his was, or whether it was copied and pasted from a template 5 years ago. A court will treat those 2 contracts very differently. Now here's what I want you to take away from this video. MrBeast is not winning because he films better challenges or gives away bigger prizes. Plenty of creators can write a check. He's winning because he treats contracts the same way he treats content, with the same obsession, the same preparation, and the same refusal to leave anything to chance. Most people sign contracts. He designs them. That's the gap. And that gap is the reason a kid from North Carolina is running circles around studios that have been around for 80 years. So the next time a contract lands in your inbox, do not just go to the signature line. Read it the way he would read it. Ask what it protects. Ask what it leaves open. And ask whether it was built for your business or borrowed from somebody else's. Because the people who win in business are almost never the loudest or the flashiest. They're the ones who took the paperwork seriously when no one else was watching. Now, if this video opened your eyes to something, hit that like button and subscribe. I drop new breakdowns like this every single week. And be sure to download the free Beast Clause checklist in the descriptions below. I'm Santiago Cueto, your Florida business attorney. Watch this next video where I'm exposing the dark side of arbitration that no one, and I mean nobody's, talking about.